the match and that remarkable final moment?
How can you sum up this? It's just a roller coaster, Premier League for you. It's we showed character to come back from a bad start. When they scored a goal, suddenly we started playing, we started pressing, we were more intent with us. And after they scored the equaliser, then the lads again show that they've got character. So that's a big plus. Of course, there's some negatives as well. But coming away from here with 3 points at this point of the season is something we're very happy with.
Probably not the exemplary performance you want, but I was with you in Germany. You had a very big run coming into this season.
Yep.
Some players that had question marks, Maguire, Rashford really living up, and a great save from De Gea. So how much do you think the last match was actually coming quite in after a tough, long season behind you, and how much has been mentality?
Well, I think both these games show that we're a bit short in fitness and sharpness. We need games, because at this level you have to go through these games to get sharpness, and we haven't had friendlies, we haven't worked together enough, and we'll catch up definitely. And coming away with 3 points today is something, maybe we're more lucky than good, but sometimes that quality towards the latter end of the pitch, that shows. And as you say, great save by David. I thought he shows character again, but Bruno to keep his calm and nerve before the penalty is also show of a top player.
I have to ask you about the players' insistence to look at the review system. That shouldn't be done, but it was done so quickly. Would you like this to just be done more automatically as a knee-jerk reaction by the referees, because it was done so quickly?
Yeah, we're going to discuss VAR, I'm sure, the next couple of seasons, but I think both decisions were the right ones. I'm sure they will disagree, but then we can discuss it forever. The emotion in football, the passion is there, and we might get more right decisions. Marcus's goal, the 2-1 that was disallowed as well, just off, but it's the right decision.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
From Owen and Tim in a moment, after we've heard from the match winner, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno, that was extraordinary. I mean, you had to get a result today, but good grief, you really rode your luck out there.
Oh, it was a difficult game. We know Brighton have a really good team. They can play, they have qualities, they're aggressive. In the first half, we leave so many space to them to play. We are not aggressive as I want. We give away 2 goals, the penalty. I can do much better. I need to stop early. This second goal, we need to do much better. Also, we do some mistakes, but big teams need to be like that. You need to believe it until the end. We create a chance. Okay, it's a penalty. We score from a penalty, but we don't know if Age, when he headed the ball, if it is not an end ball, maybe it goes on goal. You know, was no point to say nothing at this point. Now he's looking forward and thinking again against Brighton to do much better than what you do today.
Does it feel like a huge escape though, because Brighton had so many chances? They hit the post, they hit the crossbar. I think it was 5 times they hit the frame of the goal.
Oh, as I say, Brighton did very well today, but maybe because we are not aggressive as we want, you know. We need to recover more balls, we need to press better, we need to lose less balls, and maybe they have a lot of chances, true. Maybe everyone can say maybe they deserve more or not, I don't know. The point is, score goals, not taking the crossbar at the post. Sometimes happens to us. We see the game against Sevilla and Copenhagen. We shoot, I think, 40 times in the goal. We score twice on the penalties only. So sometimes you have to have some lucky. You have to have some defenders defending well, and the keeper also, because David did very well today, and also all the defense. Okay, in the goals we can do much better. I think everyone agree, and we will work on that.
A key moment was the penalty decision being overruled by a referee and VAR when they saw the repeat again. I mean, was that a turning point for you?
No, it was penalty. The referee didn't see. He whistled for the hand. We know also if he whistled for the end of the game, he needs to wait for VAR. was the point. He waits. I think was clear handball.
Yeah.
We all see the image.
No, I meant the earlier one with Connolly, the clash in the box where Connolly came across. Again, there's a lot of tangle of legs.
I was far from that one, but as in the first one also, I think the contact comes more from him than me. But was smart. I need to stop early. I don't stop. He comes against me. Was really smart. Take the penalty. The second one, I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe not. Sometimes we take penalties and people say it's no penalty for Manchester. This time was for Brighton.
Thanks very much.
And that's why he's smiling. And penalties played a big part in that game at the Amex. So let's get straight to the winning one. With the the whistle had already gone. Extraordinary circumstances. No issue for you in the way it was awarded. Correct decision.
It's a great decision. I didn't see it first off, but you could tell by the reaction of Maguire there. Straight away he knew. He was over to Chris Kavanagh. He knew. The players knew. They saw it. The new rules. There's no other way. Look,
And this is what we want to see. The correct decision.
absolutely. They've got it spot on. Kavanagh's got it spot on, and the VAR, Mr. Hooper upstairs would have said, look, I suggest you go over and look for it. Take the onus off the VAR. You go and have a look. He's had a look. It was clear. It was a penalty. And was he ever going to miss, Owen?
No chance. I mean, thank goodness for Bruno Fernandes because, he created 2 goals, scores 1 at the end. This guy is priceless, honestly. The impact he has on a football game is crazy. I feel sorry for Mopai. He played so well, and at the end makes a little mistake, and they get punished. But Bruno Fernandes, you talk about all the players United out. That guy is just unbelievable.
Bruno was the difference at the back end of last season. He was poor last week. He's bedded in, still getting fit. He has run 12.3 kilometres today, nearly a kilometre further than any player on the pitch. So it's not only about match-winning goals, it's about he does his best to get to the ball. There was no press. Singly, he was trying to do it. He was trying to give them that ignition to say, come on guys, we need to do more. He's a credit to Manchester United shirt.
Now, that wasn't the only time that Chris Kavanagh went to the monitor, because first of all, he pointed to the spot for Brighton, then went and had a look at it. What did you think of this? Was this correct?
Well, first of all, the refs were busy today, weren't they? Monitors were busy. Pogba, I'm not sure how Pogba's in that position that he has to, but Connolly gets across him, and I think always you think referees give this, because Pogba looks like he's out of position, but Connolly initiates the contact. He's got his arm on him.
So right decision.
Right decision, yeah. It's the right decision. You know what I like? They get to the monitor and they do it quick. It doesn't take loads of time. They get there, they get it done quick, and they get the right decision. The point is to have it, to get it right. Tim, they're getting it right, aren't they?
I think it's a correct decision. I think Connolly's clever. He gets his hand on Pogba, gets a little bit of his shirt, and he feels where his legs are. And as soon as they're close enough, he slows down and just lets Pogba run into the back of him. I think they got the correct decision. Connolly's trying to initiate contact, and that's what he got. And I think Kavanagh gets it spot on again.
And we're seeing a lot more penalties this season, aren't we?
We're seeing a heck of a lot of penalties. I mean, the numbers are off the charts, aren't they? I mean, 19 games in? How many have we had? 15 penalties last season at the same time, Steve. 3.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know VAR is working, but there's a few too many penalties maybe.
It makes it more exciting. Now, you've been in the dugout. You've been on a roller coaster of emotions. We saw Ole Gunnar Solskjaer high at the end. He was low at 2-2 when he thought they'd dropped 2 points.
Yeah, and quite right. I mean, they deserved to be. I mean, he was so negative in his changes, went free at the back, and they just kept piling on the pressure. But they wasn't just lumping it into the box like this. On this occasion, the guy we just credited there, Fernandes, switches off. He switches off at the back post at the wrong time, and Solly Marsh just taps it in. They deserved that. You know, they were pushing and pushing, but they were so negative, it was untrue, Manchester United, just because there's Fernandes there. He comes back in this position.
Look how deep they are, United.
Yeah, they look like they've got 10 men owing, and they're just sitting in. I mean, now he switches off, and Solly March is just going to nick off the back of him there into the 6-yard box. But you're asking someone who's trying to do everything for his team. He does everything in the side. He just switches off at the wrong moment. Maguire should do better at the front post. Gets underneath the ball. Webster does brilliantly, gets kicked in the face. Very brave. And Solly just nicks in at the far post and he thinks he gives them a point. Look at Webster. Look, volley straight in the face. Take that in your face. That doesn't hurt when he puts that in the net. You don't feel that at all. And there he is at the back post just tapping it in.
The thing that amazed me on that clip when the ball was on the side there, they had 9. There's 9 in a line. You know, Tim makes a good point. It's almost like 10 men. You know, they just got to get out and get to the ball. Brighton were just trying to play and probe. They weren't smashing the ball into the box. They were trying to play. They deserved that goal at that point for sure.
2-1 was a brilliant move from Manchester United, fantastic finish, but you've gone right back to the build-up of it.
Yeah, we think it could have been stopped, but look, we'll put in Fernandes, give him the credit for this. Once he picks that ball up, he looks forward. There's no doubt that's going to be in Marcus Rashford's path, and the rest is all up to this little genius. I mean, the composure here, he opens up the play, sit down, chops it, smashes it in the top corner. Fantastic. We said at half-time, the best players, if they don't take their chances, Brighton, the best players will win the game, not the best team. But look here, if you just see, look, there's Lallana, he's playing that central midfield player. Right? He comes here, tries to help out White. He cannot affect it. He can't affect it. Stay there. Stay on Fernandes. He's the danger. Matic can't hit that ball from there into Marcus Rashford. But he's only trying to do his best. But he's the geography of the position. You've got to realise he's the danger. Stay on him. Stop it at source. Because when you don't, he ends up doing this. There's White here. There's Marcus Rashford. He's already on his way over.
But yeah, but Tim, Ben's got to get to him, hasn't he? Outside the box, foul him. You know, you can't. Once you get in here, Marcus has got you on toast.
Yeah.
Chop, sits you down. Brilliant play. Brighton should have got something against Chelsea. And they should have got something from the game today. They played so well. They got to find a way to win games, to get points from these games, because they played so well. But a couple of details went against them.
Yeah, absolutely. So home defending used the word character 3 or 4 times there. Do you accept that?
It's more than character. It's about identity. It's about game plan. Out of possession, no idea. And in possession, no idea. Waiting for good players. They've got good players, by the way. They don't need... Listen, they need players. If they're going to challenge Man City and they're going to challenge Liverpool, they need players. Not to beat Crystal Palace last week and Brighton today. We saw the best team today lose against the best players. Best players are always going to win a certain amount of games. But in the end, if you want to achieve what I think they're capable of achieving, which is challenging the top 2, they need an identity. They need a game plan. And I think they're void of that.
Okay. You said you felt for Brighton how unlucky they were. 5 times they hit the woodwork. That is the most in a Premier League game for at least 17 years.
Yeah, this is what it was. I mean, they just kept coming. They were playing, and these weren't just hopeful, you know, shots. These were like good possession where they're keeping it. Ole used the word in his interview, they're lucky. They were lucky to come away with 3 points, because you look at the bodies Brighton get forward, Tim, in these areas, there's always 4 or 5 in the box. You know, they weren't hopeful shots from 40 yards out, and they deserved at least a point from the game.
These are good chances we're talking about here. We've been well worked by a very good side. You call him tonight, you cannot believe it, but when the dust has settled there, if I'm Potter, I know I want the 3 points, but I'm delighted with my team's performance and the way they went about it, taking on some of the best players in the world in what Manchester United had. There's no bones about it. They've got excellent world-class players, Man United, not in every position, but they've got enough to be beating teams like Brighton and Palace last week. Ole, when the dust settles as well, he's got to look at himself in the mirror and he's got to speak to Phelan and Michael Carrick, and he's got to be realistic. Not good enough. He's got to see where they can improve. You got away with it today. You got maximum points by being very poor. Now you got to improve on that to get where you need to be, which is challenging the top 2.
Okay, so 5 goals, 5 times hit the woodwork. What a start to the Premier League day. Next up is